The focus of a grant to improve the downtown streetscape has changed. Following a walk through downtown on Monday with Kansas Department of Transportation officials, City Manager Debbie Lamb said the KDOT grant the city is seeking would have to be used for the reconstruction of wheelchair ramps as the base project. Other improvements could be made, but at least one commissioner has concerns about the grant funding the replacement of downtown trees as was originally planned. Lamb told commissioners during a Monday meeting that KDOT instructed her and Darrell Moyer, Director of Public Works and Engineering, that the project slated for a grant needs to be more transportation-related. The city staff had thought the grant could be used for a streetscape project that would improve the appearance of the downtown area, specifically replacing some of the trees planted in the sidewalks that have died or are dying. The city staff will have to revamp its application. Lamb said the new application probably won't include replacement of all of the downtown trees. She doesn't think replacement of all of the trees is a good idea even if there would be enough funding left over after the ramp reconstruction. I don't think we want to replace 79 trees. I don't personally, Lamb said. Commissioner Dan Goddard, as he did during a Thursday afternoon work session, said the city needs to take a careful look at replanting trees downtown. The trees have attracted a lot of birds, and during dry spells bird droppings accumulate on the sidewalks. The droppings make the downtown look unattractive, exactly the opposite effect that was planned. Additionally, Goddard said trees hide the building fronts along Main Street. We've got some beautiful buildings, and trees are going to hide the facade on a lot of those buildings, Goddard said. Pittsburgh removed the trees from its downtown because of accumulating bird droppings, Goddard said, and now is a good time for Parsons to decide if replanting trees is the right idea. I just want to make sure we're doing the right thing, you know, for the future, Goddard said. Lamb said KDOT agrees that trees should not be planted at the intersections. The city has worked with volunteer group Southeast Kansas Point of Pride to replace trees at the corners with large flower pots. Lamb said the city staff will look at alternatives to planting trees, including adding more flower pots, planting shorter trees or shrubbery or planting fewer trees. KDOT prefers that the wheelchair ramps at the downtown intersections be rebuilt to New Americans with Disabilities Act standards. Moyer said the state agency wants the ramps to include truncated domes. Lamb said the existing ramps are in compliance, but the newer standard would have to be followed if there is any construction or upgrading of the area. I can't get up much excitement for replacing those ramps myself. I mean, they're practically new, Commissioner Tom Shaw said. The existing ADA ramps were built along with the sidewalks and street constructed to replace the former Parsons Plaza. The project was completed in 2003. The Commission gave approval on July 3 for an application for a KDOT Transportation Alternatives Program grant for the downtown streetscape project. The grant of $285,208 would include a city match of about $57,000. The project as originally planned also would have included 4 new metal benches with backs and 6 without backs to replace wooden benches in place now. Remodeled crosswalks at 18th and Main would have stained and stamped cobblestone, and pedestrian crossing signs would be added. South 35th Street drainage in another matter Monday, Lamb said the city staff is working to improve drainage along South 35th Street. As everyone knows, there's drainage issues on 35th Street, up and down, every direction, Lamb said. Yards on the west side of 35th, between Morgan Avenue and Mosher Road, are inundated when it rains. City workers are clearing ditches on Morgan, and a buried pipe will replace a ditch on the south side of Morgan. Lamb said the ditch on that side of the street will be too steep and deep for property owners to mow. City staff can do the work for about $4,000. The city staff also plans to take some elevation out of Morgan because it crowns greatly. The city will have to then resurface the street, adding it as a change order to a contract already approved for street resurfacing. Lamb said the city staff will bring that to the commission for consideration along with suggestions on what alternate projects on the contract to approve in the change order. Moyer said Morgan should be lowered at least 6 inches to align better with the adjacent properties. He plans to replace all of the driveway culverts also. There will be a 2-foot drop added to drainage over a 1,000-foot run wastewater plant basin. During a Thursday work session, commissioners learned the Kansas State Historical Society has cleared the way for an excess flow holding basin at the wastewater treatment plant. The KHS informed city staff in June that the site of the proposed location for the basin is a recorded archaeologic site. The city would not be able to build the basin there until her dig was completed if the KHS had reason to believe it was an actual archaeologic site. Lamb told commissioners a surveyor completed a 30-page report on the site and found nothing. The city can proceed with the project. If artifacts are found there during construction, the project would have to stop immediately, but Lamb said SHES been told it's not likely Native Americans would have lived at the location because it's in the flood zone by Labette Creek. The city will accept bids on the excess flow holding basin on September 12. Part of the basin will be concrete and the rest will be grass. The basin will hold up to 12 million gallons of water. It will be designed to hold storm water during heavy rain events long enough for the plant to catch up. In other business Monday, the commissioners heard that new playground equipment for the Parsons Recreation Commission Multi-Arts Academy, formerly known as Westside Community Center, has arrived. Lamb plans to meet with Gary Chrisman, PRC Director, to discuss a community build project in which volunteers will construct the equipment on the west side of the building, approved the use of a Marble Park parking lot from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. September 9 for the annual Parsons Auto Swap Meet organized by the Soken Cruises Car Club, approved the closure of North 18th Street from Main Street to Washington Avenue from 7 to 11 p.m. August 25 for a Moonlight Madness street dance. The annual Moonlight Madness includes sales at downtown businesses, which stay open late for the special event. The dance is new this year. The commissioners also approved the following payments: $13,310 to HDR Engineering for work on a CDBG sanitary sewer improvement project, $6,654 to HDR for work on the design of wastewater treatment plant influent pump station upgrades and excess flow holding basin design, $275,086.18 to Heckert Construction for work on a North 16th Street US 59 resurfacing project, $368.09 to Design Group Architects for the design of the expansion of the Parsons Historical Museum, $813.46 to Transsystems Corp. for engineering services on a North 16th Street US 59 resurfacing project.